Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 105 of Shattered Earth. In the last episode, everybody started collecting shit from the dungeon and learning about everyone who is imprisoned there via a ledger written in the infamous Grimoire Infinitus. You have decided, after learning how to retrieve said items and prisoners from their cells, to take a long rest so that you would be properly empowered to do so. And that is where we awaken now. So you guys all finish your rest. You essentially camped out in the contraband room. And the rest of the day is yours. And I believe you had a plan for a couple of prisoners, yes?
Well, yes. I know that we were definitely wanting to free the witch, I believe, the one who was imprisoned by paladins under some sketchy circumstances. I remember that much. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you'd like to do. We also have this room full of items you have yet to claim as well. So, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, let's see.
Do you want to do prisoners first, I'm assuming?
Yes.
I think...
I believe.
Yeah, I know we did some items last time, but we were going to do the prisoners before we got any more items, I think. So, because we were wanting to test it out and make sure it was safe first, basically, that we didn't do anything awful or, yeah, be super dangerous to us. So, yeah, I guess next up we free a prisoner or two and then maybe come back and free some other contraband items, depending. So, okay, lead on, Chance. And I guess,
if I remember right, the agreement was the witch lady.
I think so. Yep.
And the druid was also and that was conditional on releasing the druid as well.
Yeah, that's right. There was the druid who did destroy a village, but to be fair, he did it in response to the village essentially destroying, I think, a forest that he lived in with many many animals he was on good terms with. So,
if I remember right, it was mainly just the fact that he had a fox friend that they killed, and
yeah.
Is there a map? I'm not seeing anything.
You're not supposed to yet.
Okay.
Yep.
So the witch first, yeah?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
Let's just we'll go to the south room and free her and see what happens. Hopefully that goes well. If it goes well, then we'll free the druid. Sounds good. Okay.
Let me get the ritual of crystalline imprisonment or rite of freedom. Okay. To begin, each spellcaster must begin by linking hands until they encircle the crystal and begin the incantation for the imprisonment spell / dispel magic spell.
Mm-hmm.
So Strollvan will contribute what Strollvan can contribute because he is no longer here. We got 5th level spells.
Mm-hmm.
Strollvan will throw up a 5.
Okay, and I can put up a 2. So
okay, that's 7. Do you want to join the rest of the party over here?
Oh, sure.
That means Chance has to contribute a 2 as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
And what was the spell levels you two said? Sorry, brain.
2
Strovan's
and 5.
contributing a 5.
And we needed a total of 8, right? So
A
I guess
total
I
of 9.
contributed total of 9.
Yep.
I'll also contribute a 3 then.
A 2 or a 3?
A 3.
We have 7 right now. Because we have 5 and then Lemuel makes 7. So if you want to do 9, you'd be 2.
Let's put 2. I was trying to make it so he would have to put
his 5 in there. I mean, we could do that, but he's not here, so I'm gonna just get rid of his spells.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying I was trying to save limestone with the spell slots because I remember that limestone has less than both me and Strovan.
It's okay. I think I can spare it 2 this time.
Okay. All right. So you begin your incantation. And let's see. I believe it takes a little while to do it, right? Cast a spell increased by a factor equal to the number of spellcasters participating in the ritual. So, basically, it's 3 seconds because the spell magic is instantaneous.
Mhm.
So, over the span of about 3 seconds, you link hands, pour your magic into the crystal, which you've placed at the center of your grouping, and you watch as the crystal shatters. There's a bright flash of white light, and then standing in the center of your linked group is not the witch you expected, but a man. If you would like to describe yourself, Hieronymus, you may do so.
Hieronymus is a physically fit white man of middle age with an unruly shock of black and gray hair. A quite serious, drawn face full of tension and worry. He's been through, clearly, an ordeal and has suffered for it. He's about 6 feet tall. He's about 170 pounds. He appears to you at first glance to be a physically capable middle-aged man, but with clearly a tremendous weight on his countenance. He has suffered. He, although he's probably exhausted and perhaps a little surprised, his eyes do not betray him. He looks directly at you. He stands to his full height and regards you oddly, silently, as if waiting for you to start the conversation. But he appears exhausted.
Chance's first instinct is he's going to pull out the grimoire and just check the names again.
In place of Zira the Witch on the ledger, instead, there is almost like a pop-up on the page. Like the page has suddenly grown a little tab of paper out of it. In the spot where Zira's name used to be.
Chance will look at the popped up paper, but we'll also just... Well, if you were not, we were expecting to find it in there. This is, a surprise to be sure, but let's, hopefully not an unwelcome one.
Hieronymus, what you see before you is a collection of really weird, strange individuals. You see a tiefling in fine clothing, tattered and worn, clearly from battle, as all of their gear is. You see a human with platinum blonde, almost white hair, carrying what looks to be just the hilt of a sword on his hip. You see a pale, very young-looking elven individual with a massive axe strapped to her back. And you see a somewhat diminutive, young-looking young man who, by all accounts, appears to be a halfling, though his eyes are like two jet black onyx gemstones. You also see a creature, an elemental creature made of, currently of rock and fire, sitting dutifully by its master's side, the tiefling's side.
Hieronymus will quietly regard each of you in turn. If he is afraid, he's not showing it. Quietly, he looks at each of you and says, "So I am delivered, but to whom?"
I look up at the person twice my height and say, to my understanding, we have inherited the work of the wardens. So those who placed you here are long gone, and much has changed.
My jailers, gone or destroyed?
More aged, to put it bluntly, you've been in that crystal for over 1,000 years.
Now you see the terror pull across his face. He somehow knows you're telling him the truth, and it's starting to sink in that the world he knew is gone. Now he appears to be shocked with weakness as it settles in.
Mr. Hieronymus, I realize that this is not an easy thing to hear, but would you perhaps care to sit down? We intend you no harm unless you intend us harm first. I realize it may be good to take a bit to catch your breath. What's the last thing you remember before your sentence began?
Hieronymus is silent for several moments. You see that he is remembering something painful. I was brought before the wardens. Everything I had was taken from me, except the robes you see. Worthless now, I know. I was placed in that prison and left for eternity. I prayed for deliverance, but none came. I have been abandoned, but I have been found again. Know you the entity Kurako? It is he that has heard me, and it was he that promised my deliverance. That is all I know. I have items that were taken from me, and I wonder if they still exist.
Morocco, you say?
Yeah. So at this point, when that name clearly means something to you, but I want chance only to make a history or religion check.
That's stunning.
This man's vestments are not Karakan vestments. He doesn't carry a symbol of Karako on his person. His vestments, instead, are the vestments of a cleric of Helm, the old dead god of justice.
Hieronymus would see Chance, his eyes, like the glint of recognition upon looking at the robes. And a look that would easily be considered one of not quite pain, but like the kind of look where you know you have bad news for somebody and you know it's only going to get worse. Those vestments of yours, I take that to mean you are a follower of Helm?
I was. I think he's gone. I am not the only one in his service who has been abandoned.
It's arguable if you could call it abandoned.
Then tell me, if not abandoned, what has happened to me?
Well, that dead god can't exactly abandon anyone.
My worst fear. That explains much. It appears my world is dead.
Yes.
Not dead, just changed.
I think perhaps a more accurate word might be injured. But from what I know of the past, Helm and others similar to his station made a great sacrifice. Had they not done that, there would be nothing left. It was not in vain, at least as far as I can tell. Life is not easy, but at least in some places it's still there.
Is there a bench nearby?
No. You are in a room that is bare stone tile, hexagonal in shape, with a light that comes from no visible source. Surrounded on all sides by pedestals with large garnet, teardrop-shaped gemstones on them, each with a silhouette of some person inside of them.
Okay. So the prison cells, basically. He'll straighten up again, tired as he is, to regard you. You sense a very prominent sense of purpose and pride, almost, in how he bears himself. This was not one of the masses. This man before you knew or did something. And he says, I prayed for deliverance, and none came. And so I could only conclude that I had been abandoned by my God, whom I had served for so long. And in my despair, I called out to any who might hear my voice. And Karako responded. And so I find myself at a crossroads of faith. I have given my heart to Karako, my will, my life. And in return, he has promised to deliver me, although he would not say how, and now I know how. I don't know what role you all are playing in his purpose for me, but let me start by saying thank you for my deliverance and my freedom. It will not go unrepaid. If my things still exist, I may be able to make use of them, and I will do everything in my power to help you do what you need to do.
If memories or there's going to be a lot, not insignificant amount of things back.
To answer your question, there was no entry on Hieronymus in the book. Zira's name has been replaced with a tab of paper. Almost like a pop-up book.
Just trying to make sure. Alright, well, wasn't exactly the original thoughts, but I am not the man that breaks my word. Though I suppose Hieronymus, we should probably bring you up to speed a bit on how things have changed, at least by an amount. But first, introductions are more than due.
Make me a religion check for that.
Who, me?
Yep, for your question.
Okay.
And Chance, make me an investigation check as you consider the page in the book one more time. On the top of your character sheet, change the 2GM to public, because you're currently just whispering to me.
On the top of the what?
On the top of your character sheet, there should be a public and 2GM.
Oh,
button.
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, change it to
that's
public.
fine. It was just a general question. It wasn't a secret question.
I know. I'm going to answer your questions in reverse order. So with a with a 24 investigation, the tab in that page of the Grimoire Infinitus looks like you might be able to pull something out of there. On a 23, your eyes, Hieronymus, are drawn to the pale elven woman standing to your left. And in particular, to the golden morning star at her side.
He's going to let her see him look at it, but he won't say anything. He wants her to notice him looking, but he's not going to offer any comment at the moment.
She's just gonna look at the morning star, look back up, be like, "Can I help you?"
What is the significance of that weapon to you?
Well, it's a sentient weapon that I got from a dragon.
If he was impressed by that, he's not showing it. You sense that he's regarding and absorbing right now, and it's a little unsettling to you that he isn't perhaps reacting a little more. This is a guy who is used to controlling situations clearly, even though he's at a huge disadvantage right now. He's barely clothed. He nods, remains silent.
Do you need a weapon? Or
I need only the support of my god. However, the world is cruel.
True words.
Mhm.
And I suspect it is not any less cruel than it was in your time.
If you're asking me if I know how to use that, it has been many years, but I will say yes. If you can help me find the rest of the things that were taken from me, I shall feel, let me say, much more prepared for what may come.
Well, hey Chance, are we gonna release the druid lady or the druid person?
As I am a man of my word, and I did say as such. However, as I said, would like to bring Hieronymus up to speed at least a tad.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I can, if it's
So,
okay. Oh,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
we those our group here was in a place that is perhaps considered the homeland of Caraco a while back. I think that would not be inaccurate. Desert place called Shija. I doubt it would bring any recognition to you, but we did a few things in service of I guess you would say in service of some of Caraco's followers. I do know that he has inherited the I guess you would say the godhood that serves over justice and the sun. I motion to the weapon at Selra's side and say that might be why that might have a little bit of a draw to you, because it is, if not necessarily directly of his, certainly connected to him. I think that might be a way of putting it. Chance, anything to add?
That explains the dreams he has sent me.
Alright, so I'm going to give you just mostly the shortened version for the moment, as I feel much more would probably be overwhelming. 1,000 years ago, there was an event known as the Breaking, where a faction that none of that, as far as I can tell, still exists to this day, and it may not be the same people, broke the world physically. There's no more seas in terms of the mainland masses currently are floating in the void, covered by the core of the planet. The core that several gods, including Helm, gave their everything to reforge, as it were.
This world is perilous, unstable. This world is... Does it turn under the sun?
It does, though most people can go their whole lives never seeing the sun.
There's a lot of dust.
As Arcanite, think, if you're unaware of it, think magically endowed crystal.
He's He's absorbing, he's regarding, but you know that this is clearly something new to him. He's trying to put this someplace in his brain. You can see him calculating, but he has no answer for you.
I ask Hieronymus a quick question. Is there a place that was especially important to you? It might have still survived depending on where.
Does the realm of Valadrin still exist? That was the land of my birth, in a town called Brightwater.
It
Does any
might.
of this... The cities of Stormwall, Thornwall, the Northern Reaches?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Chance is kind of thinking. He's trying to recall if, like, because while it's almost a guarantee that these places were still around, they wouldn't be the same places.
Right.
They'd be under different names after 1,000 years. So he's kind of just trying to think of, like,
Sure. I mean, these are the places that are still in his brain
yeah,
from when he was,
Now,
yeah.
those very well might still exist, though they're not under any name you would know at this point.
I understand.
Now, the reason we came here and effectively took over the role that the wardens had is, well, the group that caused the world to shatter is still around. Still plotting the downfall of everything.
Clearly they must be opposed, then?
And well, they wanted what's in my hands right now. And while Chance is saying that, he actually will kind of pull the tab that was there just to...
Out of the pages of the book, you pull a sealed envelope.
Well, this wasn't there before. Interesting.
Special delivery. Hieronymus watches you silently.
Is there any addressment to the letter, or is it just there?
It is a blank envelope, sealed by a wax seal, with no iconography or anything on it.
No, Chance will open the letter.
Okay. You crack it open, and the letter is addressed to Hieronymus. The letter says... Hold on. I'll tell you what the letter says. I do not have it written down because all of this is improv. Haha. The letter says, if you are reading this, it means that those who have found this place, our prison, have committed to righting our wrongs. The proof is you standing among them. In the days before the breaking, in the days before the world ends, I write you this note as an apology of sorts and an explanation. When you were committed to the vaults of Gul-dagnir as a prisoner, your order did so in a duplicitous manner, a manner that tricked even us, for a time. It was, we thought, the righteous thing to do to imprison this individual that the Paladins of Helm gave us. But after the first 50 years or so, their fog that obfuscated the mind of one of our order lifted. Its magic disseminated. And it was then we knew the truth, that we had imprisoned the wrong person. By then, we had become aware of a group known only as the Black Circle. A cult committed to destroying this world. While we tried our best to save this place, it has become apparent in the weeks prior to the writing of this letter that this world cannot be saved, not entirely. And so I offer you an apology that your sentence was not immediately and irrevocably commuted, but also wish you to know that by keeping you in this prison for however long you remain, we have spared you apocalypse. Wherever we are, wherever our souls end up, know that we bear tremendous remorse at your false imprisonment. And that, hopefully, when you are released and reading this letter, you may reclaim the life we took from you. Signed, Rayless Quayland, Warden.
Yeah, a chance after, briefly scanning that, we'll quickly hand it over to the intended recipient, and
Hieronymus will stare at the letter, but you know he's not reading it. He's looking through it into his memory. And he stands quietly for a moment before lifting his head, looking at each of you and saying, "So, I am reborn. And it is all we can do to make the best of what we are given. I may not have much, but I pledge what I have and what I can do through Kurako, my new patron, to help you in what you're doing until I can find a home in this new world."
for what it's worth, I welcome you to the Scholar's March. I am Chance Fairweather. Then he'll let the other, and this is Fuego, and then he'll let the rest of the group introduce themselves, but he kind of double checks the, make sure that there's not another surprise, and he's going to double check the druid's entry, make sure there's not something else has changed.
I reach up and extend my hand. Lemuel Spinney. I sometimes go by the nickname Limestone. I think you can probably tell why by the feel of my grip. full disclosure, I am somewhat of Earth. I don't know if in your time there were things called Genasi, but I guess that's what they call creatures like me now. I tend to get along better than average with Earth and rocks, which is a little funny in these times because, from what I hear, there's not nearly as much Earth and rocks as there used to be.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, Lemuel Spinney.
And I yours, Hieronymus.
Oh, and I will give one more warning before we go any further. In order to get here, we did something that could very well have could either cause problems or solutions. The part of what was sealed here were for very powerful elementals, and as was a mistake, as likely is going to be one of our greatest blunders, we set them loose. Now, possibility exists might start the presence of such powerful balancing forces might start to repair the world to a degree, but there's also equally likely they could have just gotten worse and we'll have to track them down and re-imprison them.
But the good news is they will probably be fairly easy to see. They are not small, certainly not like myself.
Can I introduce myself, please?
Yes, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm going to return to studying this book.
I am Sora of the tribe of the bear. Pleasure to meet you.
I am honored to meet you, Selra of the Bear Tribe. I am pleased to say there are things about you that I recognize even as long as I have been in this prison.
Well?
Similar societies existed in my time. So there is one comfortable amount of recognition when I look at you. And I'm pleased at least for that.
The last individual introduces himself as Strovand Leodon of the family Leodon.
Let's get...
I am honored, Strovand Leodon. And to all of you, yes, I am Hieronymus of the family Gaddis. I'm sure long extinct by now, but you may call me Gaddis. I feel that I'm two things, if you'll indulge me. One, whenever we can, I need time to pray. And two, I'm willing to answer any questions for you, should you be concerned about my motives or my mission.
Well... Let's breathe this through it and I guess, continue on our mission once you find your equipment. Should it be in here?
If it does still exist, it would give me great comfort to have them.
But first, what is that equipment, more specifically?
When I was imprisoned here, several items were taken from me, items that I used in my daily life. I was an archminister of Helm. I was tasked with the administration of churches, strongholds, orders of guards, orders of soldiers. I was charged with guiding the faith. I had administrative responsibilities at the end of my career, and those included some time as an inquisitor of Helm, investigating crimes and plots against innocent people. And it was in my role as Archminister that I discovered corruption within the Inquisitors. Having been one, I knew who I was dealing with. However, the depth of their betrayal was beyond me. I didn't sense it in time, and so I committed an act of mercy on an innocent man, and I assured his life and his family's life would be saved, and that he could be delivered out of the country to safety, because his life was in danger. And for that act of mercy, I was betrayed by the Inquisitors who were actually guilty of the crimes that he was condemned for. And that is why I'm in this prison. The Inquisitors needed a scapegoat to cover their crimes, and Gul-dagnir was expecting a prisoner. And so, in service of Helm, I was betrayed. And that's why I'm here. But the items that were taken from me were items I used. They were
Okay.
instruments of communication. They were tools to ensure the safety and health of those I sought to protect. A cloak, blessed by Helm himself. A silver circlet that gave me energy and endurance. The quarterstaff of my office, carved with the likeness of the symbols of Helm, of course. However, it may still have some blessing upon it. And a special amulet blessed by Helm, and bestowed to those followers to ensure health and a long life and a resistance to pain and exhaustion. You can see why I would want to reestablish my connection with these things, if they still exist. I had traveling gear, which came with me here, things that were normal for priests to carry. They were all taken from me as well. I don't know that my holy symbol contains much divine power anymore, but there was that. There was traveling equipment, you can see.
Yeah.
At any rate, if I can get those back, I will be able to be much more prepared to help you in what you're trying to do.
You...
While he's been talking this whole time, Chance, you've been looking at the book. The druid's entry has not changed. Neither have any of the others, for that matter.
Okay, with that in mind, what Chance is going to do next is establish start setting up for now. This can go one of two ways. We can either A, get to your belongings now, or we can get them later. Either way, we're only going to be able to do this for so many more times in this day. So I suppose
we all... Sorry.
Now I surmise equipping new associate is likely the wiser decision.
Indeed. And let's not forget, we are on a soft time limit.
This is true.
I confess to you, I have not called upon the power of Karako. Obviously, I have just received my emancipation. And so,
yes,
as you can imagine, I have concerns. Which is why I want to pray.
Yeah. Of course. But for your own benefit, Anna's mentioned, the reason why we're on a soft time is because, well, there are people outside ready to come in here, so we can take them to another part of the world. So,
taking advantage of the fact that Gul-dagnir is not of the material plane; it's a sub pocket.
And you intend to leave this place now?
Not yet. First, we're going to get you your things. Then after that, we are going to see about freeing this druid, who might be able to provide some assistance to the natural world of the outside, which is
wise.
Yes, the world's going to need a whole lot of healing if we want to get anywhere near what it used to be.
I mean, it's better than what it could be.
Now you see a small smile. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like, oh yes, we could all be dead.
Now you see a very small smile cross his face. He remembers something comforting. And he says only almost to himself, well, healing is what I used to do.
Nope. So, if you'll follow us, Hieronymus, we'll lead you to where the items are kept and see about getting you your belongings back.
Thank you.
Hold tight, let me gather you. Okay.
As we travel up to the contraband room, I look up at Hieronymus and thanks for sharing your story with us. There are parts of it that sound somewhat familiar. Our group is called the Scholars March, actually, and we are most definitely opposed to the black circle that was mentioned in that letter for you. In fact, I'm guessing that letter is quite old, but the black circle persists. And with that, I dig around in my backpack, and I find the letter that has the seal of the black circle on it, and I hold it up to him. They are very much around, and not only that, they have much power and influence. In fact, I think it would be accurate to say that they have much control over large areas. And that's part of the reason why we are doing what we do. Perhaps Chance can tell you more later, but suffice it to say, well, there are many places that we are not able to go openly.
Yeah, as Chance is kind of still checking the book while we're walking, Chance will just kind of offhandedly say, "Oh yes, technically speaking, according to one of the major kingdoms around, we are all wanted criminals for what was it? Regicide, I believe it was. Yes, regicide.
I mean, you are, not me. They don't know about me.
Not me
Give it
either,
time.
sir. I was
I-
not present.
Hieronymus will now he'll break out into a real smile, and he'll say, "Well, as a wanted criminal once myself, I can tell you that that's not always the truth."
Oh yes, given how the fact that the Black Circle were the ones actually responsible for the regicide and currently have the current king of that place in their back pocket, so
Hieronymus considers. He nods. It seems I have discovered now Karako's purpose for me in freeing me when he did. He released me to you for a reason.
above game, I feel so fucking bad because you're putting in all this damn effort, and I was like, damn, I'm nowhere near that verbose.
As you are approaching, the end of this chamber, the end of this kind of orange pathway that you're on. There is a stone platform.
Do I get a map ever?
Are you not? Can you not see where you are right now?
I cannot.
What the fuck?
I'm
Holy
still
shit.
in total darkness.
You have vision.
But yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh no.
Yeah, but for the record, when I say that, I mean that in a complimentary way. 'Cause I'm like, damn.
Oh, there it is. Sorry,
I
I
wish I
found
was
it.
that good.
It's
I wish I
tiny.
was that good.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's tiny.
you can-
Here we go.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
do-
yeah.
Sorry.
This was a big
Yeah,
map.
found it.
That's a point.
My eyes have been opened. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're walking down this hallway. You see several more gems in the next chamber beyond, and then you see a stone platform with a number of runes carved around the base, and a smooth circular platform on top. It's a tight fit, but you're able to kind of gather onto it, and then you feel the platform begin to rise, and you are taken to another room here. Once you arrive on the upper floors, you see again a
Apparently
very
it's an ice cream parlor.
very very simple room with black and white tile covering the floor.
Okay.
Again,
Understandable.
sourceless light, another platform on the opposite end of the room from you, and a chest that, to those who have been here for a little while, has not been a feature of this room until now.
Hmm.
I am for sure making a. Can I make a perception roll? Because that's new.
Sure. Roll me perception.
Okay. Will do. It's,
24.
okay.
Despite what the chest looks like on the map, the chest itself, in your imagination, is it's an ornate and expensive looking chest. It's got metal reinforcements. It's got a lock. It's got carvings on the wood itself, and the most prominent carving on the lid of the chest is of a right hand with an eye on the back of the palm.
Oh, that is just neat. However, it's entirely unfamiliar to me, and while, to be candid, getting into places where I am not necessarily strictly allowed to be is part of what I do, I will step back a bit and see if anyone else knows that strange symbol there.
From the back of the group, Hieronymus walks around slowly, staring at it. And he stands over the chest for a moment, looking down, and says, "I know this.
When you
This is
approach,
the symbol of Helm."
the other carvings on the on the lid of the chest around the hand begin to glow with an arcane light. And you see the eye, once still, animate and look at you and follow you as you circle the chest.
Yeah, I think Hieronymus is. Well, are there locks on the chest?
There is a lock on the chest.
A latch.
Yes.
Yeah. He's gonna place his hand on the locks.
Okay. They feel like iron locks. The locks themselves are also fairly ornate, and you can see upon closer examination that these two have a runic script scrawled across their surface.
That I can read?
Make me an Arcana check. See if you can tell what it is. 19. I think that's good enough. This would be a version of the Arcane Lock spell. It is a spell to magically secure locks so that it makes it difficult for thieves to pick them, to get through them, to break security. On a 19, I'll also give you that the chest itself is definitely magical, but likely a version of a spell that allows you to summon a chest from the ether at will. It's a high level, relatively high level spell. Powerful and convenient magic that not many knew, even in your time.
Okay. He's gonna mutter out loud, "Can it be after all this time?" And I guess I'm gonna try and flip the latches and open the chest.
The latches don't move. The eye on the back of the hand is staring at you, though. You watch it blink at you as you try to unlatch.
Well, okay.
When in doubt, chance will reference the book.
Well, how about this? Make an insight check, Hieronymus.
Yeah, okay. I have, I have some ideas in my head, but I don't know. A what? Insight?
Insight check. 22. There's a handprint.
Oh. The Hand of Helm. Okay.
Yeah, perhaps a hand goes there.
I'll place my hand on it.
There you go. The runes flare and then dim, and the latches on the chest unlock. The chest, the trunk, the lid of it swings open, and you see your personal effects kept safely away from the rest of the vault of Gul-dagnir, specifically for you.
Outstanding. He reaches down slowly and pulls a finely made, heavy, long cloak and holds it up, stares at it as if finding an old friend. And he will slowly, he will turn back to everyone and smile. A smile that says that he had no idea if this was even possible, but he's very happy. As happy as he can be with that face. And he'll start to remove the things from the chest.
You all see him grab several items from the chest. The large, ornate, heavy-looking cloak. You see him grab an amulet on a golden chain. that has a ruby in the shape of a heart. You see him grab an earring, which he pins to one of his ears, and a circlet that he places on his brow. You also see a mace and shield inside of the chest, which are remarkably untouched by time. And you see beef jerky in a bag that is also remarkably untouched by time.
It's a 1,000-year-old beef jerky.
Yes.
That's some old cow.
Along with several different traveling accoutrements, blankets, a lamp, rations, tinderbox, etc.
There's a metal C-shaped curved piece of jewelry that he places around the outside of his ear. He places 2 rings on one hand, both gray iron set with some kind of green and blue gem. Doesn't look very valuable. The cloak was something, like I said, an old friend. He wraps it around his shoulders and clasps it, and you can see him sort of feel the familiar weight of it. It's a substantial cloak, red and black, with shot with gold. Definitely not cheap. And a circlet is just a small silver wire that he places around his temple. And as he puts all these things on, you get the sense from him that he is, after 1,000 years, finding himself again. Each piece that he puts on, he seems to gain more comfort, more authority, more ease, until he lifts a quarterstaff of ash out of the trunk, holds it, taps it once or twice on the tile floor, and looks at all of you as if it looks like he's just had 12 hours of sleep. He looks healthy. He looks refreshed. He looks more vibrant than he did when he first appeared.
The last item in that trunk is a leather satchel, heavy, with coin, and cinching the satchel, perhaps in a blasphemous way, you don't know, but the chain and symbol that you used to carry as your badge of office and as your conduit for Helm's will, the silver holy symbol of Helm tied tightly around the top of this bag. As if guarding your wealth for you.
Yeah. Yes. Well, he'll hold up the satchel to them, and he'll shake it so they can hear the coins inside, and he'll say, almost triumphantly, "This they could not embezzle." Forehead had Helm's mark on it, and he smiles very satisfyingly to himself.
Gives 2 thumbs up.
When the final item is removed from the chest, it closes, and you watch it shrink to a size that would fit in the palm of your hand.
Nice. I'll take it. I'll put it in one of my remaining pockets that isn't threadbare and has tons of holes in it from 1,000 years being in a gem.
Sure.
I'll keep it. I'm going to call it the tiny chest of happiness.
Yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
I just want to call it the tiny chest of happiness for right now.
Tiny chest.
So he stands at full height again, holding the staff, hand to his belt. Obviously, his clothing is completely unrecognizable, although you now know that it has the symbols and the style of the priests of Helm. But he now looks to you to be almost fully restored. He looks ready to you. It's remarkable, given how much pension and care and how worn and exhausted he looked only minutes before. And I think you may notice that this is someone who is not easily overcome by things. He has a reserves of energy and resilience that you're only glimpsing now. He smiles at each of you and says, "Finally, I am ready."
Well, that's one problem solved. Now for the other one. I'm glad to see that you are fully equipped.
Yeah, I feel much better. My AC just went way up.
Well, quick question. So, you have a number of items. How many of those require attunement?
Oh boy. You'd have to tell me that, but actually, which ones have lost attunement is really the question. I think the quarterstaff for sure.
You are not attuned to anything. By attunement, I mean like how many of your magic items are active at the moment. I think a couple of them are not active at the moment.
Probably not all of them. I may have them on. That's why I clicked the box, but
you will need to take some time to
oh yeah, no doubt.
To reattune to your items.
Absolutely. I can tell you which ones I think they would probably be, but we don't have to worry about that now.
Well, I can tell if I look at your sheet. Let's see.
I mean, I know that the AC has gone up, but I was just making a flippant comment.
The cloak.
But I think the cloak for sure needs it. The quarterstaff definitely would be.
The cloak and the amulet.
Yeah, those are the main ones. Cloak, amulet, and quarterstaff. The staff.
Quarterstaff,
that was the
I
staff
don't
of
think
office.
Requires attunement. No, the quarterstaff does not require attunement. The earring, I think, is your third one that does require attunement.
Okay.
So the cloak, the amulet, and your earring are currently unattuned.
Okay. I'm clicking them off.
The rest of it will work just fine, as it does not require attunement. Your circlet and your quarterstaff at the moment.
Right. Okay.
I will also say that your vial of water there is.
Yeah. Oh, holy water is now.
Will need to be reconsecrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm clicking it off. Just water right now.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So, re-equipped as you are, is the next stop the druid? Or do you want to give Hieronymus some time?
We should probably give him a bit of time.
I mean, I'm with you guys, so I want to pray, but I recognize that it may not be the priority right now. I've been much restored by getting this chest and getting my things back, but maybe not fully. Obviously, I have my own introductions to make to my new god, and now may not be the time. So I'll defer to the party's most urgent need.
Well, it's as Selva said, we are on a bit of a soft timer, so what we should probably do is go ahead and start see about freeing the druid and explaining to them the situation and making our exit.
We do have a lot of elves to help get to a new home.
Yep.
All right.
But so far as I know, not your home, Selra. No offense intended. I guess we'll see what happens.
Speaking of, I do need to talk to you guys about that later. As to the Druid, I believe.
To the druid.
Very good.
Let me grab you guys again. Okay. Pick a gem, any gem. Yeah. So again, the gems in this map are representative of the amount of people in this room. There's not there are 20 gems, or were 20 gems total. Now there's 19. The gem containing Hieronymus was shattered when you dispelled it, as per the ritual itself. Hieronymus, you do not have a means to cast your spells at the moment.
That's right, huh?
You do not have a holy symbol of your god on you.
Yeah, I'm still. You're right. I'm still working. Okay, fair enough. I'm a little bit along for the ride right now.
That being said, you can, if you wish to, contribute to the freeing of the druid with your spell slots. It does not require the casting of a spell; it just requires the contribution of magic to the ritual. So,
If my god blesses me with the ability, I'll do it.
well, he's the god of emancipation, so you might want to participate in this one.
I mean, I would be more than willing to, assuming I can.
I've explained this to the rest of them, but the way that the ritual works is essentially it's a way for the burden of high-level spellcasting to be distributed amongst a number of individuals instead of the burden being all on one person. This method was coined by the wardens as a way for them to imprison people and put them in Gul-dagnir without expending 9th level spell slot every time they do it. They can share the load between them, and this method was passed down to the rest of the party. So the way that it works is, let me pull it up. So the way the ritual works is 2 or more spellcasters, up to a maximum of 9, can combine their magical prowess in order to cast powerful spells at a lower cost over a longer period of time. To begin the ritual, the material component for the spell must be placed on a point within 10 feet of the spell's target. For the purpose of this ritual, the 5,000 gold statue of the target, as per the imprisonment spell, is replaced with a gemstone of equal value, hence the garnet gemstones. Each participating spellcaster must link hands until they encircle the crystal and begin the incantation for the spell, expending a spell slot of their choice as they begin. All expended spell slots must equal or exceed a total slot level of 9, or the ritual won't have enough power to come to completion. Throughout the casting time, all participating spellcasters must hold concentration on the ritual, and their hands must remain linked, or the spell fizzles out and the spell slots used to enact the ritual are wasted. Additionally, the casting time of the spell is increased by a factor equal to the number of spellcasters participating in the ritual. For example, if 4 spellcasters are participating in the ritual, then a 1-minute casting time becomes 4. Upon successful completion, the target of the spell is subjected to the minimus containment effect of the imprisonment spell, becoming trapped in the gemstone used as the material component of the spell, with the spell ending trigger set to when recompense is given to those this prisoner has wronged, or until their wardens see fit to release them. The Rite of Freedom is the same thing, except for dispel magic. And it doesn't take nearly as long. So an imprisonment spell usually takes a minute to cast, but dispel magic is typically instantaneous, therefore it's only going to take, if there's 5 of you, 5 seconds. And there's 4 of you, I think, so 4 seconds. So link hands, sing Kumbaya, and free the druid, essentially, is how that's going to go. What spell slots does everyone want to commit to this?
I'll spend a first level something.
Okay, so there's 1.
I'll spend a third.
4 total.
Okay, I'll do 2 if I can.
So we're at
I'll
6
split the
total.
difference.
That means Strovan will take a 4.
Give me a 3.
Yes, sorry. I went to 10. I don't know why. 3rd level spell, sure. Okay. I'll just put you over here for funsies. So why not?
Wow, the GM can't math.
No, not off the top of my
Wow.
head. I'm coming up with shit on the fly all the time. I can't come up with math. Oh no. Okay, so you link hands, you cast a spell, crystal breaks. Standing in front of you is an elven individual, clad in robes of green and gold. You see that their olive-colored skin and dark brown hair are indicative of them being a wood elf. And you see as well they're covered in head to toe in like green, like dark green tattoos from head to toe that are reminiscent of vines and other plant life. And as the gem shatters and the light from the resounding explosion fades, you see this individual sitting cross-legged on the floor, suddenly look up in surprise at these strange individuals surrounding him, and quickly get to his feet and reach for something, looks like he's trying to grab something out of the air, but he's unable to reach whatever he's going for. And he says, what will you do to me?
Congratulations, your sentence is probably turn to community service.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. This is going to be a long explanation. I would suggest you have a seat while we explain this to you, but I feel like you've been sitting for 1,000 years. So, oh shit, yeah, you've been in here for about 1,000 years.
What? What the hell does that mean? Who are you people?
We are the new wardens.
Wardens. He's going to try and charge you and grab you by the throat. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity acrobatics check to avoid a grapple here.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll do that. So, okay. Acrobatics.
He rolled pretty well. He got an 18.
25.
Great. He reaches for you, and you duck underneath his legs and over to the other side of him.
All right. If you're not going to sit still while we try to explain this all to you, Fuego, please keep a guest calm for a moment.
Okay.
And then Fuego rolls an 11.
Well, let's see what he gets. He got a 5. So Fuego runs over, pounces on him, and sits on his chest. Ugh.
All right. Chance is going to swap to Elvish for this to maybe be a bit more calming. Look, since your imprisonment here in the prison of Gul-dagnir, it has been a millennia. The ones as you know them have long since aged and died. We have taken up their mantle for various reasons, not all of them relevant to you.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check with disadvantage. And I'll have him make an insight check as well. Damn. Why is this random dude rolling so well?
Oh, well.
Yep. Oh, look, we're just going to keep... and
He's still struggling against Fuego. But
Can
you see...
Can I try and convince him?
You can give it a shot, yeah, sure. Make a persuasion check.
It's a...
Now, I think you can... Let me double check something. You have a thing as part of your Inquisitor background that lets you...
Charming presence, yeah.
Do stuff. Can you ping that for me in chat so I can read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do not have disadvantage on a check to influence hostile creatures. Great.
Right. I would just want to basically use that power to convince him to calm down for a moment.
Yes, and you can use any ability modifier you want when you take the influence action to make an intimidation or persuasion
Wisdom.
check. So your
Always.
persuasion will use your wisdom modifier instead of your charisma, if you wish. That is your highest stat, so I would recommend you do that.
Yeah, persuasion. Well, how do I choose the wisdom rather than charisma?
Just roll a. You're not proficient in persuasion, are you?
Yeah, I have a checkbox next to it.
Okay, so
It says
roll.
5.
Just roll. Click on where it says wisdom on the left of that. Click on that, and we'll add your proficiency bonus to whatever the roll ends up being.
Wait, click on wisdom. Make a wisdom check.
Click on the word wisdom where your ability scores are.
Okay. Normal roll.
Yeah, normal roll. Not great.
Is that right? Did I do that right?
Yeah, that's correct. You just rolled a 2. So
well, I just got out of prison, everybody.
yeah. So go ahead and so also adding your proficiency bonus to that. So in the middle column of your page, it didn't. I'm saying we're going to add it. Okay. In the middle column of your page, what is your proficiency bonus? It should be toward the top, next to your speed or something like that.
I'm looking. Yeah, proficiency bonus. Oh, 4.
Okay, so total of 11.
I basically want to say, I want to kind of take a couple steps toward him and say, "Calm yourself."
He also rolled an 11, so mitsubiza means at your commanding word, he stops struggling against Fuego as strongly and begins to. Eyes still wildly darting between the 5 of you, but he is at least cowed by your command for now.
Heranos will say, "Be at peace. We mean you no harm."
I find that hard to believe. If you claim to be wardens.
Wardens who just freed you. So calm yourself.
I would ask that you at the very least hear what we have to say before you start passing judgment.
Then speak, but get your dog off of me.
Are you going to attempt to grab my friend by the throat again?
I will listen to what you have to say.
Then Chance will signal Fuego to get off.
As you do, he stands up and brushes his vestments or his robes off, crosses his arms and looks at all of you. You can see he's still very impatient, like he's still kind of wound up, but he's at least not doing anything at the moment.
As I said before, you have been imprisoned in that crystal for over 1,000 years at this point. The reason why I bring this to your attention is, and why we have freed you, is I feel like 1,000 years is probably a good time to consider the sentence served.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough time.
But more relevantly, the world as you know it no longer exists. Not in the form it was. During the time of your imprisonment, a Hells-aligned faction decided it was a good idea to shatter the world. Maybe they wanted to rule the ashes, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. Their motives.
Top 10 apocalypses of the New World. Number 10, The Breaking. He raises an eyebrow at this, and then you watch him as he kind of reaches for like his wrist, and he reaches for like pockets on his robes, and he's looking for something on his person he can't find.
Are you looking for your belongings? They're in another room, and we'd be willing to take you to them and get them out for you if you will just listen to us and hear us out in its entirety before you do anything. Yeah.
Fine. I will need them to verify what you say is true.
Reasonable. Well, Just let me finish my tale, and then we'll go from there. All right. A good portion of the gods, as they were, had to basically give themselves over to salvage what was left of the world. We have, and currently speaking, it is most land masses are floating in a void. Seas are gone. The climates have changed. Life has had to change in order to compensate.
Just making sure, is the conversation that they're having, that's all in Elvish, right?
That's what he said he was talking in last, so I'm assuming this is all in Elvish.
Okay, so I am not really understanding a lick of it. Cool.
Yeah, he's talking in Elvish, trying to be more personable here.
Strollvan will help translate for you, Lemuel.
Good. That'll work.
Notably, Hieronymus has been responding to this the whole time as well in Elvish.
Yeah. I do know and understand Elvish, so I also kind of understand his shock and kind of where he's at.
Yeah. In fact, he looks to you, Hieronymus, and says, "You say the gods are dead, but one of their servants is here in front of me."
Well, just like in the natural world, in the divinity, you have a gap. Something fills it.
Would that it were true, my friend. But I, like you, have been abandoned by the world. My god no longer exists. I have been cast adrift. I have only just recently been released by these very men. You and I must together now, with our freedom, make the best choices we can, and try to carve a place in this new world, this strange place. We mean you no harm. If we had, we wouldn't have released you at all.
So,
Yes. Now,
my forest does it
either no longer
still
exists or exists in a new form. I can't tell you I don't know the exact location of your forest, so I can't verify if it's still around as it was.
In the common tongue, it is known as the Emberwood.
Emberwood. Does that ring any bells whatsoever?
Make a history check. 25. The Emberwood
It did with me, but where's my...
is an old
find my notes.
Hieronymus, you can make a history check as well.
I will. Well, I'm looking for my notes that you gave me, G.
It would be in your Discord private messages. So if you go to the top left corner of Discord, press the bubble up there.
Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to find. Let's see, where are the messages? Let's see. Direct messages.
Sure,
yeah.
15. I'll say that the DC is less for Hieronymus, probably. So the Emberwood famously was a section of forest that was home to Wood Elven Druid tribes that was in a perpetual state of fall, perpetual state of autumn. The leaves of the trees there were red and orange and gold, hence the name Emberwood. It's as if the forest was permanently aflame. This is not somewhere on your, not somewhere in your home kingdom, Hieronymus. This would be a place outside of your.
No, yeah, I don't have it in the notes of my memory here.
Yeah, it was known as a place of power by the various order of druids out there. and it held great religious significance as well as magical significance to the world before the apocalypse happened. So, given that you have not heard or read anything about such things, and the people who have been on this world for a long time have never seen it, aka Lemuel, you can assume that the Emberwood probably doesn't exist anymore, or it exists in a different form. The only place that you've seen, that any of you have seen, I think 2 of you in this party have seen, is the throne on which Aokai sits.
The closest place I can think of that fits what that place was. Okay, one more quick follow-up question. Fae and druids, good terms, bad terms, neutral terms.
Depends on the Fae, depends on the druid. It's hard to tell, especially given you don't know very much about either. Yeah. You've studied them in an academic sense, but as far as the specific personalities of the Fae King, his subjects, and this druid in particular, you do not know.
And currently it's the place that I'm thinking of is currently where the majority of the Fae on the material plane reside.
It is a place where a good portion of Fae on the material plane reside. It is the only place you're aware of, although you could surmise that the Forest of the Lost probably contains some Fae influence still. There's a lot of weird shit in there. If it contains fucking demon spiders, it probably also contains fairies.
Yeah. Fair, then the chance will have set the large population there.
Sure.
A large population of Fae, as well as their proclaimed king.
If there is any chance of getting back to my forest, I must take it.
Now, we had a reason for freeing you, not just because we felt your sentence was over. So if the notion of the land floating in the void the void, and having Arcanite clouds covering the skies, I imagine you can understand the state the natural world would be in at that point. Yes.
I can only imagine, if this is true, the wounds that nature has taken upon herself. But again, I do not know what you say is true. I will not take it at face value. I will need to verify for myself.
All right, let's go then. As we can walk and talk. We freed you by on the hope that, your attachment to the world, to the natural world, would outweigh any remaining hostilities you have to the world of men.
I don't know. It depends on the world of men, I suppose. If they are still the spineless, greedy cowards they once were, then perhaps my opinion need not change.
You get people of all kinds, just like animals. You get them of all kinds. Same with plants. Chance is trying to relate the logic to stuff that he thinks a druid might find compelling.
He says, you said you would take me to my effects. Take me to them now.
Yes, let's go. And as we're kind of walking, approaching to where they're at, Chance will also mention, if you do need something to direct your rage at, there is the faction that caused the world to be shattered is still around. Shared enemies, if that would make you more amenable to us. So we don't exactly want them running around anymore either.
You take the lead and lead him into the contraband vault.
Also, look, game. I'm sorry, I completely stumbled over my words there. I was basically trying to say, hey, look, the group that caused the world to break, they're still around. Maybe you can help us deal with them if you need something to rage at.
Sure. And he doesn't know if you're telling the truth or not, so he needs to vet you. You've not been
Sure,
openly hostile to him just yet, but he's deeply mistrusting of anyone at the moment.
He's going through some trauma here.
All right.
So
Chance.
you lead him to the room, and he immediately runs around and tries to find anything that looks like it was his at one point or another.
Yeah, Chance
he
will
settles
approach. Sorry, go ahead.
What was the thing? I think you claimed one of his things already, unfortunately. So that's one of you. But the Staff of the Woodlands specifically was his when he went in.
Yeah, may wind up having to give that. Whichever one was his, may wind up having to return that. Hopefully, no one got too attached to that thing, whatever it was.
You can if you want to, or if you don't, and you don't.
Oh yeah, the Staff of Fire. I think I have that.
No, the Ring of Animal Influence was his as well. Ring of Animal Influence and the Staff of the Woodlands. He's running around. He says, "I need my staff, my ring. They were important to me. Where is it? Where is it?" And he's running around the chamber, looking at all the different things. And
If you'll follow me, I know where the staff is. And Chance will approach the right pedestal because he has the ledger in his hands.
yeah, sure. Okay. You approach the pedestal. He grabs the gem and he takes it and spikes it onto the ground like a football, trying to break it, and it doesn't shatter.
That's not how that's gonna. Okay, look, I understand. You're frantic. You want your things back. There's a process to actually open these.
Damned wizards and their fucking rituals. Fine.
Don't druids also have rituals?
Rituals are prayers to the natural world. They are not the same.
I mean, God, fair enough. I won't press. All right, well, let's open this one up. And who has the Ring of Animal Influence? I think it was Limestone, wasn't it?
I thought that was Sutuke, yeah. Up to him whether he wants to give it back, but he holds out the gem to you and says, "Tell me how to get this thing out of the prison, out of this gem."
Yes, sir. It's basically the inverse of the ritual that put it in there.
What must I do?
Just contribute magic if you so desire. You don't have to if you don't desire. And Chance will start setting up for the ritual to the spelling ritual.
Okay. Who else is participating in this one?
We need spell slots again? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll try. I'll jump in.
Okay.
I'm assuming that we're reducing spell slots as we go when we do this, right?
Yep. You have to spend the spell slot to contribute it to the ritual.
Okay, so I'll do a 3 since I feel like I'm maybe getting a handle on this.
Yeah, I'll also spend a 3.
Okay. So already at 6. He will. You guys, you're holding out your hands like, "Come on," and he's like, "I don't want to hold your hand." But then he relents and he'll grab the both of your hands, and without even any other input from Strovan or Lemuel, he'll contribute a 4 to this one. And you watch as the flash of light happens, and sitting in the center of your circle there is an oaken staff covered in moss, with the head carved to look like a heart, H-A-R-T, like a deer.
Yep.
He picks it up and holds it in his hands, and he takes a deep breath and lets it out. And you watch as when he does, he opens his eyes, and his eyes have taken on a bright green color. And he's begun the casting of a spell. You watch as the moss on the staff grows around his forearms and up to his torso and down his legs and spreads into a circle around the floor around him. And in but a moment, the moss fades, and he says, "I sense no nature in this place. This is wrong. It's
Oh,
stone, but it is
that-
false."
oh, that's how that works. Okay. Clarification: we're in a demi-plane because the prison exists outside the material. I did not realize that's what you required for that. My apologies. I did not understand your magic.
Damn it. Damn it all. I only had one of those today. I will have to wait now.
in chance, well, it does actually look apologetic because I legitimately did not know that's how your magic worked. You couldn't tell my knowledge tends to be more towards the arcane rather than the druidic and the natural.
Shit. Fine.
And this place is unnatural in many ways.
Yes. I feel that now. This place is cold. It has no life to it.
Yes. Once we're done with once we're done here and get everything sorted, we're not likely to come back. Well, not likely to come back anytime soon.
I guess Chance, could you ask him if there's anything that he was needing besides the ring and the staff?
Oh yes. Is it aside from the ring and the staff, anything else of yours while we're here?
He says, I only have need for that which connects me to my god. But I sense no connection to him here.
Chance is gonna look slightly pained. Mind telling me the name of your god?
I serve Sylvanas. I am protector of his forests. As are my kin.
Is Sylvanas one of the ones?
Mm-hmm. Sylvanas was one of the patron deities of the, I want to say sanctuary.
And he was one of the ones that
Yeah.
became part of the core.
Yeah, he's not around anymore. The current god of nature is Gervider, I think.
Yeah, Chance's pained looks a lot more pained. Sylvanas was one of the deities who sacrificed everything.
Yes, so you've claimed.
And Chance will speak the name of the new one that took the mantle. I can't pronounce that very properly myself. I'm sorry.
Gervider?
Gervider?
Yeah. Gervider.
Okay, Gervider.
I know not this Gervider. I know not this god. But when I am out of here, I can see for myself, I suppose.
Yes.
Well,
We have
let's
one
go,
more.
shall we?
We have one more start to make before we can leave and fulfill the rest of our purposes here.
We have to free that elemental.
Yep, set the Dow free.
We did agree to it.
Let's go!
Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this kind of step by step here because there are people who are new to this map and such.
Mm-hmm.
So main chamber.
God, there we go again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dragging you around a little bit. So main chamber, go to the left. You see you are standing.
Oh my gosh!
On a platform.
Can I look for NPCs with exclamation points above their heads?
You find none. There are no
None?
quest
Damn it.
givers here.
Damn
No,
it,
this
no
is
side quests.
this is the
No side
raid.
quests,
There are no
Gul-dagnir.
quests in the raid.
All right.
No, you step out onto a platform outside of what looks to be a large stone fortress floating in a void of starry night. And you see before you a stairway of clouds that ramp up to a floating tower in the distance, atop which is a gleaming white gem. Around you,
Wow.
you see nothing but the starry void, and above you, you see what looks to be the bottom of another fortress, similar in shape to the one behind you. It's almost like someone took the same castle and sliced it into layers and have put them offset from each other on top of one another, and you are at the bottom layer of this floating extra-dimensional prison.
So watch your step. Falling here is ill-advised.
As you make your way across the way and into the tower, being sure not to fall between the cracks. The clouds are solid enough to stand on, if a bit hindering to movement. Allow me to grab things here. Oh god, I still have the old tokens on there. Let me fix that. Let me grab you guys again here. Here. I need to grab the fucking dude. I need to grab Fuego. I have a lot of NPCs on this map, and I need to refresh my page because there's now 85 of you.
Damn.
Every time I would put down a token and move it, it would leave a copy in its place, and I'm like, okay, well, there's not that many of you. Okay, let me put you on this map, which is the previous chamber.
Fucking. That would be a incredible amount of simulacrums.
Yeah. Okay, so you should be on the next map now.
We're not.
You walk to. Yes, you are. Just look for yourself. Oh no, you're not. What the fuck? There you go.
Yeah.
I thought I dragged it over. What the fuck? It's because I refreshed my page while I was doing that. Never mind. Okay. Okay, so you walk to the top of this tower and you watch Hieronymus and the druid watch as the rest of the party steps through the gem and disappears into its form, and you're like, okay, well, that's weird, and follow suit. Eventually stepping out of it into the top of another tower, with a staircase that leads below you. Continuing to follow that staircase down, you appear in what appears to be a sandstone, a circular sandstone chamber with a raised portcullis gate that leads to another room.
Before we go through the door, I will mention to Hieronymus and the druid. Actually, do I know the druid's name? I don't know if that he's introduced himself. I don't.
His name was in the
guess-
ledger.
Call him
Yeah.
Chet.
His name was Walfirth Evergrasp.
Oh Lord, Evergrass.
Yes, Evergrass. Yes, Evergrasp
Wow,
with a P.
Walfirth. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll say Hieronymus and Walfirth. Through this room, there is a Dow. He did assist us somewhat in getting through to where we freed you, but I would advise you to be cautious when we are speaking with him, as I don't know if either of you have ever met a Dow, but they are elemental earth spirits, very powerful, and they do appreciate rules, but they are not what you might consider good or kind very often. So
do not anger him.
be careful and, yes, do your best to avoid his wrath.
I shall do so.
And does the druid seem to observing the druid while they're talking? Does it seem like the druid's like, oh yeah, I know what that was.
That's a good question. Yep. He says Strange that there would be a spirit of earth here in a place devoid of any life or nature.
Yes, the wardens had placed a Ifrit, a Marid, a Dao, and a Jin. The Jin, as far as I can tell, was here mostly willingly, fulfilling an agreement. Everyone else, well, seemed to have been bound. As much prisoner as there were jailers.
The wardens were formidable in my time as well. Conquering these elemental spirits. They had conquered worse before I met them.
Yes, there's actually a few elementals I'd like to ask you about before we leave, because that they might pose problems later if my concern is warranted.
Well, let us go and meet this Dao and finish our business so that we may leave this place.
Yes. We'll be, just as a heads up, we'll be coming back through once, because we're also we're helping someone trying to get out of a bad situation, and in order to do that, we kind of need to lead them through here due to the nature of this place. And I'll explain later. It's not relevant right now. Chance will call out the name of the Dao, who we know the name of. It's just my brain is
Talam.
not.
It's Talam.
Talam. Thank you. I'm sorry. Like above game, and this is but for the benefit of everyone else here, I am god awful at names. Like faces I can remember, I can't remember names worth shit.
Call out the name of. You call out Talam's name, and you watch as a. Here, I'm going to drag Hieronymus in here so you can watch this as well. You watch as a dust devil kicks up at the entrance of the room, and you see a large, heavily muscled individual carrying a massive curved sword on his shoulder appear. His skin is entirely made of rock and cracked stone, and he's wearing what looks to be two golden bracelets on either arm, as well as a number of golden adornments. And I just realized I did the same voice for him and the druid, so here we go. You rang?
You're from my hometown.
Yes. Hey, you have a druid with you? Yes, I am a druid, yes.
Don't mock my voice.
Fantastic.
I'm not mocking it.
Look,
This is how I talk.
I have like 5 accents I can do, and this is one of them.
At least you didn't go Cockney for the druid.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Chance will just quickly check the book right quick and say, as we're here to fill our end of the agreement, and Chance just check the book right quick, see if there's anything mentioning letting the elementals loose, or if it's just the same ritual as it is to
Nope, same ritual.
open the chest. All right. Well, this is... Are you ready?
I see you have claimed the book. I think I am about as ready as I'll ever be.
Oh, before we go, I do have before we start this, I do have one question, if you wouldn't mind entertaining my curiosity.
I mean, it depends on the question, but I'm kind of in a hurry here.
Giant stone tortoise, ring any bells?
You might have to be a little bit more specific than that.
Giant elemental stone tortoise.
Of my world, of the...
Size of a mountain.
I am familiar, yes, with such creatures.
Any reason why one might have been sealed here?
The wardens, I assume you are talking about the Zaratan, yes?
Yes.
I have been able to glean things from the wardens in my time tenured here. The Zaratan was apparently released on this plane from my own through some magical means, and, well, Your world doesn't take as kindly to earthquakes as ours.
Hmm.
It is a creature of great power, uh, destructive or otherwise. The size of a mountain. I would assume you being so tiny, probably not good to be standing around it or building things around it.
Are they malicious or more just they cause earthquakes just by being there?
Zaratan are rarely malicious in nature. None of the great beings are, really. They are. It is hard to describe. They are forces. They are conceptual almost. They represent things, elemental, primal things. It's hard to put a personality to that. Though it is likely if the Zaratan is freed that it will try to claim some space as its territory.
All right. Thank you. Good to know.
Great. I am happy to have answered your questions.
Yes, but now we're going to free you. As is the bargain.
Okay.
And
Direct
Chance
him
will
to
contribute.
stand in the circle around him, I guess.
Yep, Chance will contribute his will contribute a fourth.
Druid guy will
What you will
contribute
do-
2.
I'll do a first. That's
So we're at 7. We
7,
need 2 more. Strovan will do it too.
okay.
Let me get this character sheet and fix that real quick. Wind down to 2. Okay. So, contributing what you do, the Dispel magic spell is cast on bracers and on his wrists, which unclasp and fall to the ground, eventually tarnishing themselves over time and fading away. Talam rubs his wrists and looks to you and says, I am grateful for your assistance in this matter. But now I am free, and I must make my way back to whence I came. You watch
The
as
druid
he...
said that?
No, I know it's different with the voices, but
Sorry.
Talam is the Dao, the big rock guy.
Okay. All right.
He he kneels down, and you watch as the cracks in between the cracks of stone on his body begin to glow with a kind of a golden light, and you watch as his form crumbles to dust and disappears. As he casts plane shift on himself.
Okay. And he poofs out of existence?
And just for the sake of thoroughness, after he does that, I will attempt to just scrape up a little bit of the dirt or dust from the floor in here into an empty vial, just so I've got it.
Okay.
Yes, sandstone dust. So,
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
yay!
Could be really important dirt, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Look, that Dow dust, it gets a good price in the inner city.
Well, it's not of him; it's just from the floor. I wasn't really trying to go for him particularly.
Up to you. Okay. You're free to move about the cabin.
Oh, let's head out, shall we?
You begin to walk the rest of the way. I'll open this now. I won't show you the whole thing, but essentially you begin to walk through a narrow passageway, which appears to be some sort of maze of some kind. Stone walls, dirt pathway, twisting and winding its way throughout this section until you arrive at the base of another tower. Walk up top and see on the top of this tower a glowing green gemstone. And above you, you see another slice of fortress, but the bottom of this is all churning seawater. When you get to the second floor, you will see why. This is all old tokens. Let me get new ones. Let me go. God, I have to do this every single time. Hold on, I think I can just copy paste you from the previous map. Okay, just put you here.
There we go. Jeez.
Okay. It goes there.
It is an extraplanar prison.
Goes there. Okay.
Hey, where's the mess hall in this prison? I'm hungry.
Exactly. Well, you don't need to eat or sleep when you're entrapped in the prison
that's
cell.
true. Yeah, that's true.
You walk into a room which is well, you appear on the top of a tower first of all. Walking down the stairs, you walk into a room that has a chill to it, and you see like ice blue tiles spanning the floor. The room that you're in is domed. It's like a half dome kind of room with carvings along the walls, and you see four orbs, each with a different color, on pedestals surrounding you. As you make your way back through the hallway and into the next chamber proper, you see an arena of
it's a set from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's an arena of chunks of porous rock and coral, at least at first glance, held suspended by chains over a roiling ocean water section. Upon closer inspection, you can see that the coral, you can see figures, humanoid figures, that have been essentially turned to stone and placed here as part of their prison sentence. A variation of the crystalline imprisonment spell that you were imprisoned in in the bottom of the vault, but much more horrifying.
Also, worth quit mentioning, does the book say anything about the sentences on these ones, or are they just...
It does, yeah. As you travel through the various layers of the prison, the book updates with whatever floor you are on, and the prisoners interned there. The prisoners on this floor, in particular, you see a lot of elven names.
Okay.
You know about the crimes? Anything of note?
There's a lot of treason.
There's a lot of treason.
A lot of treason, yeah, treason. So much treason.
Okie dokie.
It's the primary one. Treason, conspiracy to commit treason, conspiracy to commit regicide. Yeah, lots of that. Yeah. Remember, these were people who were too dangerous to be kept in normal society or too powerful to be kept in any mundane jail. So these are criminals of the highest order, typically in Gul-dagnir. Moving on, you are able to traverse the chains to get to each and every island. Walking to the other side here, the base of another tower, climbing up to the top, walking through another gem. Let's go. Where's this? Right here.
We're basically essentially like
You're
phasing
teleporting
through these gems.
Yeah, you're teleporting between floors, essentially. Let me grab. I can probably just do this, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Appearing in another room, this time out of a blue gem. Walking down to this bottom floor, up to a a chamber with various chess pieces, each with the horrified visage of a prisoner that has been confined to this chamber as a chess piece.
Damn.
Yeah, the wardens were
playing games.
They were not playing no games. They wanted to make it clear to anyone who went through here that this was not a place you wanted to be. Continuing onward from
they were setting up the Scared Straight program.
Basically, Wizards
understand that.
Scared Straight program. Toward the end of this chamber, you are walking through a hallway which has multiple cells in it. This is the low security portion of the chamber. Some of these cells have been opened. Some contain like ruts and markings in them of other prisoners throughout time. None of them are occupied at the moment, thanks to the party. They have freed the remaining prisoners in this chamber, so there are none to speak of here.
Okay.
Moving onward, you arrive at a rocky land bridge spanning a pond of lava, essentially, that serves as the entrance to Gul-dagnir. And beyond that, you go up the last tower, reaching the walkway that leads to the door that serves as the entrance to this prison and your exit into the material plane.
Is this a retracing of steps that you guys have taken when you got here, or is
Yeah.
this new to you somehow?
They came in
Retrace.
through the front door and had to go through the whole dungeon and fight shit on the way down to you.
Okay, so this is, I mean, this is helping me obviously as the new guy, but you guys have seen these panels before. Then you made your way through here.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
and we defeated 2 elementals and freed a 3rd one. Well, it's complicated, but yeah,
Yeah. So you had to kind of fight your way through.
very much so.
Did you guys know that it was more or less abandoned when you got here?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right.
You guys didn't want to free Victor Firehands? Oh, maybe you'll do it later. I like Victor Firehands. Sorry, I have my list of prisoners open. Each prisoner on that list at the bottom of the thing in the vault has their own stat block. I'm like, oh my god, I have so many of these. Okay. So, approaching the door. Hieronymus, you watch as the 4 members of this party that freed you each take out a key from somewhere on their person. Keys that are immediately recognizable to you as the keys of the wardens, the ones the wardens themselves used to carry. Those are their kind of badge of office, was these magical keys that open the prison of Gul-dagnir.
These are the warden's keys, I imagine. Then.
Yeah. They raise the keys to the door and stick them in the 4 locks that appear there. Turn them, and you hear the heavy, resounding sound of the door opening. And what you see on the other side is a strange and odd new world. The first thing that you notice is the thunderous round of applause as you step forth from the door. You see throngs of people standing there, perhaps 1,000 or so, standing and applauding in your direction. These individuals are elven in nature, but they're not like any elves you've ever seen or heard of. Each one is pale of skin, dressed in tattered rags, and from their temples around the back of their head, they have growths of pink, kind of coral or bone or something growing out of the back of their heads that kind of form little, like, weird backwards tiaras around the back of their heads. They're very alien looking, and it's kind of jarring to see this. Around you, you seem to be standing in... They're clapping at you, yeah. They're applauding.
Okay.
You seem to be standing in the courtyard of a palatial estate of some kind. To your left and right, you can see sparse gardens of odd plant life that are growing on the peripheries here. Behind you, you can see the palace proper is dilapidated and in disrepair. It is not a shining example of royalty. This is a kingdom in decline, if anything. In front of you, you even see a bit of the skyline beyond the walls of the palace. And when you look up, you see dark, roiling storm clouds with flashes of pale green lightning within them. The air here, the atmosphere, feels strange. You feel lighter than you've ever felt. Like, at any moment, if you took a step, you could float away. And you even watch as some of the elves in the crowd float upward above the people surrounding them to get a better look at you. Standing directly to your right on the same platform that you appear on, there is an older elven individual. He's being elven, he has, the perks of aging very gracefully. But you can see that long, straight, pale, almost like blanched white hair, pale skin, the biggest of any of the coral tiaras that you've seen, wearing completely like white and silver filigreed robes, and also applauding, but looking confused at your group as you reemerge from the door.
Is the king of the coral elves.
More or less. The applause slowly turns to confusion, and there is a whispering amongst the elves that begins as the applause dies.
Yeah, Chance will approach the king in question.
He says, You have returned so quickly.
Yes,
Was the prison... does it still exist? Did you make it inside?
Yes, it still exists. We've cleared the way. I would advise your people to begin preparing your exodus if they haven't already.
Really? You entered it just moments ago.
Extra planar magics. I'm not surprised time flows different. For us, we've been in there for several days.
he he watches. He kind of gives everyone an up down, and he's like, "Yes, I can see, and you've arrived with other individuals that you did not enter with, presumably prisoners."
This prisoners whose sentences have been commuted. Yes.
I see. Well, welcome back. I am sure we have much to discuss, but in the meantime, let us begin our exodus. He gestures to his people and he holds up his arms and says, "Our salvation is at hand, my people. Quickly, through the doorways to freedom."
Yeah, and Chance will at the very least pipe up. Order the line. The passage is clear of danger. The path itself is not exactly the most stable.
Yeah. The crowd of elves, actually, you say that, but then you realize that they're already forming two lines. Like they're already like on top of it. Like this was like a coordinated event or something. And
they're
they begin
preparing
to
enter the prison.
Yeah. They begin to march up the stairs and past you. Some of them touching your shoulders and thanking you as they walk past you into the doors of the prison, filing beyond its threshold.
Yeah, assuming the confused look on both the druid's face and Hieronymus, these people have been trying to leave the place they're in now. They can't, otherwise the nature of the world has kept them trapped here. The prison being extraplanar, we intend to use it to open the door in a safer location.
The druid taps his staff on the ground, and you watch him turn into a hawk and fly away.
Well, Jesus. All right.
He's gone.
Well, as he's about...
not even a goodbye. Not even a thank you?
Chance is going to say, he's not going to be able to leave. What to do?
So we're in some kind of... this is an end point, then, where we are?
Yeah, I don't have a map for the
Cul-de-sac?
courtyard. Just use your imagination.
We
You are in a courtyard. You're in the courtyard
It's
of a dilapidated
outside, though.
palace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's outside.
dilapidated palace, though.
You are
Okay.
out. You are out of the prison. Yes.
Yeah. Chances. The gravity here is both incredibly light and incredibly dense. He's not going to be able to leave. He's going to hit the ceiling of before he gets pulled back down soon.
Well, Chance, this is what we call natural selection.
We may have need of him still.
Then he will naturally survive.
I'll turn to Hieronymus and say, what you see around you is all that's left of the realm of the sea elves. I mean, there's more to it outside this room here, but my understanding is it used to be much more vast. And I think the only reason that this piece survived is some strange magics near the core somehow preserved it. But they also, in preserving it, imprisoned it and the elves who lived on it here for quite a long while. They've been prisoners as much as you in a way for very, very long time.
Quickly, Strovan, pass me the unlimited sending stone.
All right. Very well,
You try that
sir.
and get oh,
Sure. He hands you the stone.
Because if I remember correctly, the stone allows you to cast sending without sending to a person as opposed to using the stones.
You can
Like a
cast.
walkie-talkie.
You can cast sending normally once per day, or you can cast sending at any time for free if you know the sigil combination of another holder of a stone.
The phone number of the other.
Yes.
And
It is Icon's Unlimited Sending Stone.
Yes.
Icon Nazarev, which spelled backwards is Verizon Nokia.
Yes, Chance would like to use the stone to cast Sending on the druid.
Okay.
Now, I believe I have 25 words.
I'll count for you.
It's like a Twitter message.
Can't leave. Gravity traps all. Prison only way out. How many is that so far?
9.
Why elves asked for our help?
15.
You will hit the ceiling of how far you can fly soon.
Of how far you can.
Is that where it cuts off?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a response immediately. He says, I will be the judge of this world. If it is as you say, I will return. The elves continue to file into the prison. And at this point, the regal-looking elven, the older elven individual, turns to you and says, "Why don't we retire to another place where we can sit and talk? Perhaps there is much to discuss. Perhaps not. But you have done my people a great boon this day."
Yes, and I do know a safe spot to send you to put you all.
Very well. As promised, we will send some of my men to assist you in the reparations of your ship.
Perfect.
And while they do that, you can perhaps discover what it is that has vexed you so in the east. Looking specifically at Selra.
Yes, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. I got a slightly bit more of information on that.
Oh, well, now that we have the keys, we should still be able to return here once we send them, let loose them out.
Yep.
So am I correct in thinking that the prison could become an incredibly important hub, I guess, of movement with all of the teleporters and stuff?
Potentially.
As far as we
maybe.
can tell, because it seems like we can enter the prison from anywhere as long as we possess the keys.
Could be good as a home base, eventually.
I was just thinking.
Yes. Chance will look to the regal elf, whose name I should know, but Bones Hunter. My memory is Garbaggio.
Lord Kate Tarfana.
Kate. Lord Tarfana, I would. Would you rather we send you and your people where we mean to first before we discuss things, or would you rather do it now?
Can you send my people to this place you speak of?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Wait, can we do that right now?
No. I don't think you can. What are you thinking of?
No, I was just thinking like we go once everyone gets in, we try and open the door back towards Sanctuary.
So the
That's what I thought we were
door
doing.
from the outside only opens into the prison, and from the prison only opens where you entered it. You can summon the door wherever you want to with the keys, but you need to be there first.
Oh, okay. My bad. I misremembered. That is entirely on me.
So you guys gotta get off this rock and go back to Providence, if you want.
Yeah.
I will. Okay. Rewind back then, because that's something Chance wouldn't. That's a mistake Chance would not have made.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
It's been fucking 6 parts of Gul-dagnir.
So, I would let you people just to advise you and your people here. They won't need to eat or sleep while they're in there. That's gonna probably feel disorienting after the first few days.
They don't.
They will.
Oh, I thought we didn't feel need to eat or sleep while we were in there.
You guys
That's
did.
what you told me.
You guys did. The prisoners of the prison do not need to, because they're subject to the imprisonment spell. But you guys still have had to spend like rations and stuff.
Does that mean I'm hungry now? For the
I'll-
first time in 1,000 years?
Well, to be fair, you were in like a stasis. Arguably, you weren't even conscious for the past 1,000 years.
If you were full
Yeah.
when you went in, you're
Yeah.
probably fine.
But but we did spend days inside, but it was moments on the outside, right? So
Yes.
Mm.
what does that mean for us to be able to, hey, you see what I'm saying? We don't know what the relative time rates are. Is it seconds to days, minutes to hours? What is it?
Yeah, actually, Chance would actually bring that up to the king and say, you might want to have your people delay going in there directly until we leave, because we don't know how long you'll be in there once the doors close.
My people have waited a long time to be free. We can wait a little more. And we have people who can supply food and water for us. When it does not... when we are all together, it makes it easier to feed and house us. We've lived in this wasteland for a long enough time to survive a barren place. We will be okay. I don't know why I did that accent. We will be okay. I'm stuck on Talam still. I like doing that accent a lot. We will be fine.
Well, to somewhat fill you in, Chance will kind of just give a brief rundown of what happened in the prison, omitting the part about the grimoire and the 4 elementals that we let loose.
Sure. Okay.
It's okay. You can say unleashed. You can say unleashed on an unsuspecting, already broken world. It's okay.
You know, the world is putting itself back together. It's fine.
We'll figure that out as we come to it.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
They're fine.
There's a couple of one shots.
And a good rain.
There's a couple of one shots later after this campaign is done where we can go fight the Zaratan and the Phoenix and the Leviathan and the Elder Tempest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Lord Tarfana takes all this in. He says, well, quite the adventure. I am glad that it went in your favor considering all that stood before you.
All right, with that in mind, you've lived here for a millennia at this point. Do you have any idea how long it'll take if someone that can fly will hit the ceiling of how far they can go before the forces of this place pulls them back down?
We tested this a long time ago. The enchantment that keeps this place in a state of suspension reaches about a mile above its surface. So, not very long, but it will take some time to explore if he wishes to fly around the island. I only fear for his safety, as the Eglarak are still an issue, and their sharks are hungry.
Well, he is a powerful druid. It's honestly part of the reason why we let him, why we commuted his sentence. We're hoping that that he might be instrumental to beginning to actually heal the world as a whole.
Well, to brighter futures then. I hope that is the case.
Though that would require him to see sense and possibly let go of some of his long-time grievances.
Take it from one who has been imprisoned in this place for 1,000 years, feeling the passage of time is not easy. Waking up to a world entirely different, that is another beast altogether. It will take time to come to terms with the way this world is, but it will come to grasp the reality of this place sooner or later.
Yes, well,
He is young still. He has time.
yes, and if what I've heard of druids in my learnings over time, he has much more time than most.
Be that as it may, I urge you to be careful as you travel the wastelands. Outside the city walls, you will not be protected, and with the key now in your possession, I fear that the protective barrier around this place will dissipate within a day. It is likely the Eglarak will be present when you return, and they will certainly be present out in the wastelands as you travel to the eastern part of this withered reef.
Imagine their confusion when they arrive to try and remove their enemies once and for all, to find them all gone.
Well, perhaps you can describe to me the look on their faces when they realize we've finally won.
I'll be certain to do that.
Please avail yourself of what is left of the palace. We have no need of anything else inside. And with that, he stands up from his seat. We'll say that he took you inside to the same kind of dining chamber that you were in when you first met him. Which I'll describe like kind of just on your way here. You're walking past like tarnished brass statues of sea elven warriors and kings of the past. You're walking, what was once a regal and impressive palace surely is now dilapidated and ill looked after. There are still a number of servants in the palace that are gathering things and serving Lord Tarfana still as he is not gone into Gul-dagnir just yet. But he will gather them up and make his own way into the prison in due time. And in the meantime, you can explore the palace, or if you want to just get a move on and make your way out into the withered reef, the wastelands, you certainly can.
Chance would like to, at the very least, wait for the druid to come back.
While we're waiting, I am Lemuel is definitely going to be looking for some kind of repository of knowledge, especially arcane knowledge, anything like that might be in a corner of the palace complex.
Okay.
And Soldier would like to talk to you guys about something. Okay.
All right.
So let's do Selra's conversation first, because you're all kind of gathered at this table.
Sounds good.
So, I got a little bit of information on one of the items I need to collect. Or someone who can help point us toward it. Is basically they're out in the wasteland. It is a person. Who it is, I don't know. But my benefactor told me that it is a person. That's all I really know, unless Boom's misremembering something, because it's been like 3 weeks.
No, you're not. You were told that there is an individual who can lead you to the next piece that you seek. Now you should travel to them as soon as possible when you leave Gul-dagnir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll say this.
But we don't know where she is.
The vision that Selva received was that this person was in the east. The vision was of the reef itself as you were traveling to the city in the first place. You had a dream vision of yourself standing at the center of this dilapidated, dried out land, and looking to the east and seeing a light. Which was confirmed later to be the direction you need to travel in to reach the individual you want to talk to.
Yeah. So, once we get the ship up and running, I would like to travel east. If that's alright with you all.
Agreed. If no complaints here.
Agreed. Well.
Good.
Do we have time for me to look for some kind of library, and especially for our new friend to take a little time to pray and get a sense of, well, how he can best serve?
Yeah, I need basically guidance, like you guys. You have a direction to go. You have your next phase. I would be doing the same thing. He'd be praying, trying to make that connection with Karako, and trying to find a temple or the means to reconsecrate his life. So, yeah, if possible. Yeah. Mainly prayer.
So we'll do a couple of things here. Lemuel, make me a investigation check as you travel throughout the interior of the palace here.
Okay. All right.
19. You will find a number of things here. I will tell you what those are in a second. On the recording, I'm going to put us on the holding page. So give me a second here. Go here, just so that you don't see what I'm looking at. Okay. You'll find a number of different places as you explore the palace. There is within this place there are several bedchambers. There are a couple of bedchambers that do have scrolls in them that are made of what appears to be some kind of treated kelp or some kind of sea plant that has been written on as a scroll. But it's all written in Elvish, so If you don't understand Elvish, not really much you can do about that.
Well, I can certainly take a little time to ritual cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
So,
You also find down one of the chambers. You find a throne room with 2 thrones on it. There is off of that room. There is what appears to be a small opera house with an old non-functional organ and several broken pews and seating. Tattered curtains toward the back where one would normally have the stage. You will also find at the very back of the palace, in the deepest part of it, you will find what appears to have once been Tarfana's bedchamber, which contains in it some form of like weird. Looks like a tree, but it doesn't have like leaves on it like a typical tree. Instead it looks like a tree that is growing here that has several weird pink bulbs on it with long stems that drape down. Almost it makes it look like a weird alien weeping willow almost. And then the last thing that you find as you go through and trying doors and looking around and stuff, you find 2 locked doors. These locked doors, they do not have any keyhole or knob that you can see. They are clearly doors, but there is a method to open them that you are not aware of.
Well, I think what I would probably do is definitely, while I'm under the effects of the comprehend languages, I would, for starters, just read over the scrolls and see if I can get a basic sense of what they are. And then the next job after that would probably be to look around in the area of the mysterious doors to see if there might be something written somewhere that provides any clue what their purpose is.
Sure. Let's see. I had a thing for this. Let me find it in my notes. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah. Roll me a D3.
Okay.
So /roll space D3 in the chat, in the Roll20 chat. One.
I got the 1.
Among the scrolls, there is a book that stands out. A book that is clearly of the surface world, and not of the same like kelp material as the underwater writings of the elves. Likely this was gathered and kept here from some wreck that happened, or some flotsam that fell down to this place from a ship however long ago. You know what? Let me double check and make sure, because I could be wrong about that. Hold on. It might not be a book. I might be misremembering what this is. I should have it on the compendium, but if I don't, I'll look it up in a second. I do have it here. Perfect. Okay. You can also ritual cast Identify, yes?
Yes, I certainly can.
Okay, this is not a book, I'm sorry. It is a brass disc of articulated concentric rings that unfolds into an armillary sphere.
Interesting.
Identifying it identifies it as an astromancy archive.
Huh.
Astromancy.
It is a version of a wizard's spell book that comes with certain spells inscripted onto its brass rings. It contains the following spells. It contains augury, divination, find the path, foresight, locate creature, and locate object. And it requires attunement by a wizard specifically. While you are holding the archive, you can use it as a spellcasting focus. It has 3 charges, and you can use the charges to either, if you spend a minute studying it, you can expend a charge to replace one of your prepared wizard spells with a different spell that must be of the divination school. Or, when a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction to expend a charge and force the creature to roll a d4, and apply the number rolled as either a bonus or a penalty, your choice. You can do this after you see the roll, but before its effects are applied.
Wow.
And it is searchable in the compendium as well, if you wanted to look it up on Roll20.
Yep. I'm seeing it. Wow. Okay. Good to know there.
Yeah, more tools.
Yeah.
Okay, now, to the question of prayer. There is a moment where you're all kind of splitting up and getting ready to go different places in the palace and do whatever you're going to do. I don't know where exactly Selra goes, but wherever you go, at some point, as you're walking away, and as Hieronymus is leaving the chamber that you're in, Selra, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Creature of shadow, I would have words with you."
Okay.
And that is where we're going to end the session for today. It's
Wait.
4 o'clock.
Son of a...
The worst part is, like, I think I know who that.
Did it
whose voice that
sound
is.
like a lion's voice?
It is not the
All
one
right.
you're thinking of. I'll tell you that.
All right. Creature of darkness.
You know what? I'll leave it at this. Creature of darkness, I have words. I have words with you. I will have words with you. And you realize that the voice is coming from the mace at your hip. I'll give you that.
Oh, please
Okay.
don't let her be in trouble.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll end
Nice.
it there with that, and then we will pick up next time we play with a conversation between Selra and Suladak, the guiding star of Korako.
Oh, I thought this was the younger brother.
No, see, that's why I said it comes from the mace on your hip, because I wanted to make sure that we understood that it was not Rayan Kodesh. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. We will pick up next time we play.